a new band of rebels arose who were determined to carry the fight to Jerusalem.
The Sicarii.
To the Sicarii, anyone who wasn't fighting the Romans was a collaborator and worthy of death.
Many were slain every day, and the fear men were in was worse than the calamity itself.
Alright, call Allah Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai. Shalom. It's a brother, Chief Priest Alazar ben Lawyer of the sect of the Sicarii. Want to do this brief video on the Arabs, or the people known biblically as the Ishmaelites, and certain other Semitic peoples. You know, because the reason they're called Arabs is because they are a bit of an amalgamation of various Semitic peoples, the chief of which would be the Ishmaelites. So we often group all of them in as Ishmaelites, but in truth, some of them could be Midianites and certain other Semitic peoples as well, for the record. But I was tagged in a video earlier, and that's kind of the inspiration behind this whole video. I was tagged in a video earlier, so I want to share my Facebook. All right, y'all here, y'all see my Facebook. Anybody want to add me, y'all go ahead and add me. It's no problem. Okay, this is the video here. This is now, get a little insight. Brother tagged me in this earlier. This is originally posted by the brother Kanai Sharbun Yahweh, for those of y'all that know him out there in New York. But so yeah, brother tagged me in this. This is the battle rapper is Disaster. As you see here, I said I always hated Disaster, but I ain't gonna lie, this Arab earned a little respect from me. From the rhymes that he's getting ready to spit to this so-called Jew. I believe it might even be Iron Solomon. I'm not sure though. I don't know. You know, I do kind of keep up with the battle scene to a degree, but more so like the Smack URL battle scene, mostly the Israelites, or the so-called black men and Hispanic men that are involved in battling. As far as, you know, Edomites and other nations, I don't really pay attention to their battles. And reason I don't really like this dude Disaster, who's a Palestinian, an Ishmaelite, is basically because of, you know, when he sucker punched a Jake brother by the name of Math. But I don't want to get too much into that. The point of this video is that the Arabs, or the Ishmaelites, know the truth, that we are in fact the Israelites. Okay, so I want to just play this clip real quick.
Examples, and I got more examples. No matter how many menorah lamps you have, you'll never hold a candle to the levels of pressure I was born to handle. You know why? Because you don't have no souls or backbones. Bro, you don't even know your past, bro. Real Jews were Hebrews, black men who used to grow their afros. You guys are just a bunch of fucking random phony Polish assholes who forged your passports and don't have a land of your own, so you come over and they jack yours. But what is it all for? Is it drilling offshore? Is it the land, or do you want more? See, Arabs were peaceful, bro. You could come into my house.
And that's heavy. Okay, that's very heavy, because he told the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. Right there. But like he said the Arabs were peaceful. Now, we know the scriptures speak about Ishmael and his hand being against his brother and him being a wild man, but this is not unprovoked. You know, what's going on, or what the Ishmaelites do, is not unprovoked. It has a lot to do with what the white man does to them, and that's why they're reacting that way. Like they was in Palestine, and they understand that they're not even the original Palestinians and have claim to that land like that. They understand that, but they know damn good what a white man has no business over there also. Okay, and to prove that, let's go here to the quote. We all know this quote. We all quote this quote. Okay, Gabal Abdel Nasser. What did he state in Time magazine when he was the president of Egypt and Syria during that time? That's when they were in league. He says the Jews will never be able to live in peace here because they left here black but came back white. Letting you know that the Arabs are well aware that those are not the real Jews. And that's why they have the region in so much instability and turmoil. And it has been since around the time of the Balfour Declaration and, you know, the white man doing what he did still in our land. That's why. All right. So the Arabs are well aware that we, in fact, are the real Hebrew Israelites of the Bible and not the white man protruding himself as a so-called Jew, i.e. Harry Rosenberg. Okay. And Their understanding of this is mentioned and plays a part in a very serious future prophecy. And that's the book of Ezekiel, the 38th chapter. All right. And I'm going to start in the 10th verse talking about Gog and Magog, when Russia and its allies, the BRIC, okay, when they come together with the purpose of destroying America and its allies off the face of the earth, conquering Babylon, because they have their own agenda for some type of world power. This is going to come into play, because when you really think about it, the BRIC or the Big Four doesn't include any Arabs. Some may consider the Iranians Arabs, but they're not Ishmael. They're Muslims, but they're not Ishmaelites. They're Elamites. They come from Elam, just as India does. Okay, who are major players in the BRIC and major allies of Russia. So that needs to be understood. So what I want to do is I want to read this prophecy, and I want to expound on what I'm talking about. This is Ezekiel 38:10. Thus saith Yahweh, it shall come to pass that at the same time shall things come into thy mind, and thou shalt think an evil thought. That's Russia is going to think an evil thought. And thou shalt say, I will go up to the land of unwalled villages. The land of unwalled villages is Israel. Why is it Israel? Because Israel will also be destroyed to a degree in this turmoil, in this fighting, in World War III. And its walls will be knocked down. And the people who will build them up will be the heathen nations that we take into bondage and bring into subjection, put into servitude when we are brought back into our land under who the world calls Christ Yahshua. But what will the Russians say? And thou shalt say, I will go up into the land of unwalled villages. I will go to them that are at rest, that dwell safely. That's talking about Israel. That's talking about us. All of them dwelling without walls and having neither bars nor gates, to take a spoil and to take a prey, to turn thy hand upon the desolate places that are now inhabited, right? And upon the people that are gathered out of the nations. Who are the people that be gathered out of the nations? That's us, the Israelites. We've been scattered to the four corners of the nation, so 1/3 of us will be gathered from the four corners and all the nations under the heavens, which have gotten cattle and goods and dwell in the midst of the land, because that's when the kingdom is supposed to be getting set up. And this is the precursor to the Valley of Jehoshaphat, because this is going to happen before the Valley of Jehoshaphat. What's going to happen? They're going to destroy America. This Third World War is going to happen. Then they're all going to get together and meet us, meeting Yahushua and the angels and the elect. Lord willing, we be at that number in the Valley of Jehoshaphat for that final battle. Then the kingdom is going to be fully implemented. But let me continue. Verse 13. Sheba and Dedan and the merchants of Tyrus, with all the young lions thereof, shall say unto thee, art thou come to take a spoil? Hast thou gathered thy company to take a prey, to carry away silver and gold, to take away cattle and goods, and to take a great spoil? It's a rhetorical question. They're basically criticizing the ideology that the Russians are coming with. Who is Sheba and Dedan? Well, let's find out. Where is Sheba and Dedan? It's in Arabia. The Arabians, the Arabs, the Ishmaelites. What is he saying? He said, man, y'all really think y'all gonna go over there and take a spoil and take a prey and take silver and gold and cattle and goods? Y'all really think that? Why? Because their name means they have heard of God. They know to a degree some of the prophecies and some of the truth, because the Quran has certain elements of prophecy and truth in it borrowed from the Bible, i.e. this very prophecy in Ezekiel 38 is in the Quran, or spoken about in the Quran, copied into the Quran. So these Arabs know. They know how dumb of a thought it's going to be to overthrow the people of God, because the Quran strictly speaks about the Israelites being the people of God, and they know we are a black people and not those devils. They know that, right? So when we continue, verse 14, therefore, son of man, prophesy, saying to God, thus saith Yahweh, in that day when my people of Israel dwell safely, letting you know what this is talking about. It's not talking about America. It says, therefore, when my people of Israel dwell safely, that's when this prophecy will come to pass. Shalt thou not know it? It's a rhetorical question. Don't you know that when Israel goes back into that land in truth? See, the Arabs understand that. That's why Gamal said it. He said there's no peace there because that's not the real Jews there. But he knows when the real Jews will be returned to their land, it's going to be pure peace on the earth. And any and all opposition will be terminated with extreme prejudice. The Arabs know that. That's why they don't have no problem doing what they're doing and jacking up them Israelis over there, because they know that's not the real Jews. Therefore, son of man, prophesy saying to God, thus saith Yahweh, In that day when my people Israel dwelleth safely, shalt thou not know it? And shalt thou not come from thy place out of the north parts down with many people with thee, all of them riding upon horses, a great company and mighty army? And thou shalt come up against my people of Israel as a cloud to cover the land. It shall be in the latter days, meaning the times we living in now, and I will bring thee against my land, that the heathen may know me when I shall be sanctified in thee, O God, before their eyes. Because this is the Most High, and this is how he operates. He has pumped this nation up of America. America thinks they're the greatest people and nobody can overthrow them. Then he's raising up the Russians and their allies to finally overthrow the bully on the block. But then it's going to pump Russia's head up. And Russia's going to think that they are so majestic and they're so mighty and they can never be brought down. For the express purpose of the Most High raising someone up, taking them down to raise somebody else up even higher, just to take them down in the valley of Jehoshaphat so the whole world can know who the one true God of the planet Earth is, that's Yahweh, who his son is Yahushua, and who his people are the nation of Israel, or Yasharallah, the black, Hispanic, and native Indian man predominantly, and also other people scattered throughout the four corners of the earth. The Arabs know this, and that's why they say, you think you go to Israel and do what? Verse 17, thus saith Yahweh, art thou he of whom I have spoken in old time by my servants, the prophets of Israel, which prophesied in those days many years that I would bring thee against them? So it's part of the prophecies, man. You know, but it's all going to happen in the valley of Jehoshaphat. And because it continues here. This is Ezekiel 39 starting at 1. Therefore, thou son of man, prophesy against Gog and say, thus saith Yahweh, behold, I am against thee, O Gog, the chief prince of Meshach and Tubal. When it says the chief prince of Meshach, that means Meshach is the ancient word for Moscow. So whoever the president or prime minister of Russia is during the time would be considered the chief prince of Meshach. Like currently, what's his name? Vladimir Putin is the chief prince of Meshach. Now, I can't say whether he's going to be the chief prince of Meshach when this prophecy comes to pass. I would hope so, meaning that it would come soon, but, you know, only time will tell. When the Most High decides to do this, only he has the knowledge of. Verse 2, and I will turn thee back and leave but the sixth part of thee, and I will cause thee to come up from the north parts, and I will bring thee upon the mountains of Israel. So it means that army is going to come down to Israel, and in the valley of Jehoshaphat we're going to have this battle. But the sixth part, meaning the sixth part of the earth, which Russia is supposed to be the sixth part of the earth, the Lord's not going to destroy. Like he's going to destroy America. You see what I'm saying? Their land is not going to be destroyed, but their armies and their hosts is not going to be destroyed. That means whoever's left up there in Russia is going to be rounded up and put into subjection and slavery along with the rest of the heathen. All right? But, you know, I just wanted to tie in this prophecy with, you know, this information. Lord willing, y'all was edified through the spirit and power of Yahweh by Hashem Mashiach Yahushai. Okay, and again, call Allah Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai. That's all praises unto the Most High God in the name of his only begotten Son. And we say, Shalom.